Yeah.
Okay, then let's do that. Welcome.
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 Welcome back to the Unhinged BookCast. This is a book podcast hosted by two book besties. I'm LJ.
And I'm Jess. Whether this is your first time joining or you've been here from the start, we are happy and thankful you are joining us.
Whether we're deep diving into thoughts and theories or just riding the vibes, we love discussing our current reads with each other and now with all of you.
Tonight we are reading The Ever Queen by L.J. Andrews, which is a book two in the Ever series, Ever Seas series with chapters 19 through 38.
You can join our discussions chapter by chapter in our club on the Fable app without spoilers. We have one book club for the current podcast read and another for our Book Besties Thursdays.
Book Besties Thursdays is more of a monthly book club where we read a book together and discuss it as a whole, just like a book club.
Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, Fable, and right here on YouTube for new episodes, updates, and fun book related content.
And don't forget to share, it helps us grow and reach new friends. But before we get started, we need to give a quick content warning.
We are reading romantic fantasy books, which tend to include violence, open door romance, and other rowdy pirate stuff.
Though our conversations tend to skirt these topics, we do frequently use naughty words that are not intended for little listening ears.
Okay, so back to what we were just talking about. I
Yeah.
was slightly bored in this section, but I don't know if it's just because life is lifing me so hard right now
Yeah.
or what. But I was slightly bored in
I
this section.
felt like there was a lot of, it was either like there's a bunch of action and things are happening, or there's a lot of talking and nothing's happening. And it's annoying.
It was a lot of just
Fluffy stuff. Not even fluff.
fluffy,
Not like
like
fun fluff.
yeah, but like the conversations with dad and the
Yeah.
heartfelt like apology with Tate. I did kind of like that one a little bit
Yeah,
though,
yeah, yeah.
but just kind of like some of the other stuff, which is not as
No,
exciting.
I agree. There wasn't a whole lot of like meat and potatoes in this part at all.
Yeah,
Which was
agree.
crazy for it being the middle. Well, maybe it's not that crazy for it being the middle of the book.
It's
I don't know. It's the
I
last
don't
book. I
know
mean, not last book, but it's like the
if this
completion
part
of
of the
this
story. Yeah,
duology, right? Of this part of this story. So it does seem like we should be moving a little faster because we have like 150 pages and this part of the story is over.
so are
So
we
maybe
just
our next
missing
150 is
things
going to go
or oh,
fast.
I'm pretty sure our last 150 are gonna go freaking insane, but
Yeah, it was kind of crazy to me how few notes I ended up having this time. I was like, there's
me
very little
too.
history, even the plot points. There were some good pieces of info here,
Yes,
but
I do agree.
for sure. I mean, it wasn't bad. But yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say I was bored. I was just kind of like, okay, let's carry on
We're
with the rest.
slugging,
Like,
slugging a
yeah,
little.
we were
Yeah,
slugging a little. Like, let's get on with this rest of the
let's move.
story
Yeah.
here.
Well, then let's talk about it. So, how about
Yeah, let's
new
move on.
characters? What do you have?
There wasn't a whole ton. But we have. I didn't know if this person was gonna come back or not. So I left her in there, but
Oh, yeah, I have her written
Evanly,
down. Yeah, Evanly.
Evanly, yeah, Evanly. So she, in the very beginning of the book, is Lord Hesh's little bedmate, who she's the one who gives up quite a
She
bit of
gives up a whole bunch
information
of
to them.
information. Yeah.
Yes,
And
okay.
then that's when Eric is like, yeah, okay, well, you and your child will be saved because
That's right. She
you
was
gave up
actually
all this
important. Sorry, it's
information.
been a minute since I actually since I finished this
No, you're
chapter.
good.
So,
I was also like, I read in like three different sections this time, and it was like
hmm
madness in between each time. So I
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Um, so I thought, and I didn't see it in any of your notes, but we should add Stormbreaker. Don't know if we've had him in there before. Don't know if he had another name or anything like that.
Okay.
But it's one of the crew on the Ever
Uh-huh.
ship. And then he was helping with like when Eric went around to see who
The
he was
traders
like
were.
yeah, the traders were on the
Hmm
boat or whatever, and he was saying something like it'd never be me, Captain, or something like that. Like he was the first to bleed.
Yeah.
And so I know that was him. And then he was in like a different, he helped with something else, I can't remember. And then like the Mira and Celine and Liv are like in her room, like getting ready for their little meeting or whatever. And they're kind of teasing Celine, like Mira's kind of teasing Celine about like
hmm
how Stormbreaker's got a little crush on her or is like pining after Celine or whatever.
hmm
So that's my thoughts. Stormbreaker and Celine. I feel like Stormbreaker could come back because he's one of the few like crew members that we've gotten.
a little story
a
on.
little bit from. Yeah.
Well, and he actually talks the situation because the girls are teasing Celine about him at the one point, but I think I can't remember during one of the many heartfelt talking moments. Um, Stormbreaker, like Sewell's there, Celine's there, Stormbreaker's there, and Valen and Eric, I think. Do you remember this part where and then like Sewell is talking to and about Stormbreaker to Valen, or they're talking to him about.
Kind of.
Anyways, it was kind of comical because it was like the two dads. It was like Valen and Sewell going back and forth about like, oh yeah, it doesn't feel so good because Sewell was all like encouraging Valen to like be nice to Eric and stuff like that because
Yeah.
with Livia and whatnot. And then Stormbreaker comes up and says basically to Sewell that he's got a crush on Celine and all this stuff. And then Valen's like, or not Valen, Sewell like likes it but doesn't like it. Gets his protective dad thing on, and Valen's like, yeah, see, it's not so much fun when it's your own daughter. That little interaction
Yes.
was cute
Yes.
and funny. Sorry, to
Yeah.
make a long story short.
Yes.
I thought that part
But
was
I
cute.
do think he should be added in because he
Absolutely.
possibly has the hots and like Celine's kind of like blushing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like they could be on our boat and I have that later. So I felt like he needed to be thrown in there.
Well, yeah, she's definitely not on the boat with Larson anymore because that was what we had said
Yeah.
originally. That's not gonna
Yes.
happen.
And then I know like we had talked about with Jonas too.
Oh yeah, we did. We did make that
So
little possibility there.
yeah.
Yeah, I was super confused with Stormbreaker. I kept seeing his name and then I was like, did I miss something or someone? Am I supposed to know who this is? So I'm glad you
Yes.
put that in there.
Yes.
So, okay, let's move forward. Unless you have anything else you want to say about
Nope.
Stormbreaker.
That's all I
No?
got.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so we have Catriona. Catriona, yes.
Yep.
We only have a name. We didn't actually meet her, but this is Tavish's mate.
Yep.
And he just basically says, I can't remember who he's talking to, but he basically
I think
tells
Eric, but
someone,
something about how he has a wife and like if I don't
like,
come back home to my
yeah,
wife, like you're
exactly.
in trouble,
You're in
basically.
trouble.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're gonna see her again or not, but she sounds kind of cool. I wouldn't mind actually meeting her.
She sounds good. I mean,
hmm
if she's gonna whoop somebody's ass if they don't
Yeah.
bring their husband home, that sounds like something I'd say. So
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have Aveline or
sure.
Aveline, Mind Taker. So this is Lord Joran's daughter. Um, a damn frightening sea witch, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who said that, but somebody,
Lavish.
well, it was Tavish who said that. Okay.
Yep.
And so her spells allow someone to overtake, or will allow her, well, no, they allow someone to overtake another person's mind.
Yes.
But
Through her spell.
Joran, however you say it, he has hidden her away. Not she like she's a woman. She should have been a courtier at this point and been to the palace and all this stuff. But she's been hidden away, and he kind of hoards her power for himself.
Hmm.
So she's pretty cool though. I thought
Yes.
she
She
was.
seems she seems neat.
hmm
All
And
right.
that's it.
Well then, location, also known as map rants.
hmm
So we get to see a little bit of Lord Joran's House of Tides.
Yeah.
Um, and has been largely taken over by the darkening, and many of the folk that live there are sickly from eating the rotten crops. And then they just like don't have enough to eat that's like good for them to eat. And like he's like
hmm
saying, like basically eat the crap or don't eat anything. I don't really care.
Yeah, he really
Um,
didn't care.
yeah, and so they're getting really sick. Um, and then also when Eric is in the mind spell or whatever, he makes it onto a ship that Larson is on. And we
hmm
don't know where the ship is, but that means that Larson is not on that island at the time. So I
Yeah, I
thought that was
wonder if
kind of important to think about.
I did think about
So
that.
he
And
got off the mysterious mystery island.
Nath Haven. Nath
Yes,
Haven?
Nat
Yes.
Haven, since it disappeared because he was on the island when it disappeared. So
Oh, good point. See, I in my mind, I'm thinking that the island, he's like just docked outside, like he's just using his ship as a bedroom or something.
could be,
But I
but
forgot that the island disappeared.
it.
Like that it
And
actually did go into turn into mist, so.
yes. And so I kind of wonder, okay, we can kind of get into it in thoughts and theories, but
Mhm.
like what, because we're in location, what if Not Haven is scatty? What if she can make the island appear and disappear? Like that is why
Like
she's
she's
so
the one who does that. Because we know
like
the
it.
island
What if it's
can do
not
that.
necessarily like a place, but it's a person? Not Haven is, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And she's the
And
one that
maybe
can
that's
make
why
it
she
disappear
can't
because she can take
like
matter and
leave.
stuff like that. And that's
Yeah.
why, and I talk about it somewhere in plot points, but like why she's so important
Mm.
to Aaron, who wants to be basically rule over this place, but he has to
Yep.
prove it through battle. And Larson needs it to be able to be in and out and disappear, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
I like that thought.
she is
That's
very
a
important
she's very important.
to both of them, but why? And she can't say stuff, and she knows how to, when she was showing Liv at the beginning of the book how to get on and off, or how she couldn't get off the island, and
Mm-hmm.
how
She's like
she could do
trapped,
different things with the
kind of.
wards and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I just that's kind of what I'm thinking, because this location, like what if Nat Haven isn't actually, like this whole isle isn't actually, it is a
An
place,
island.
but
Yeah.
it's her,
But it's
if
yeah.
that makes any sense at
It
all.
it it, it does. It doesn't, but it does.
Yes.
Yes.
So these are all theories. We don't know nothing yet. But that is like kind of my thoughts, because we're in location. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what, when I started thinking about it,
Mm-hmm.
was when I realized, okay, he's on a ship. What if
Mm-hmm.
she's on the ship too? And
Maybe.
but Nat Haven has just been taken away for the time being, and then she's gonna bring it back out whenever he makes her or whatever.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with that. That sounds
Okay.
plausible for sure.
Plausible, but is it possible? We
We
don't
will
know.
see. We will see.
Okay. So history and stories from the past. You go for it.
Okay, so there was only two that I picked up on. So both in chapter 32. First one, Valen shares with Livia that him and Elise, Livia's mother, knew that she was going to the cells to see Eric back when they were kids. Like they actually knew that they observed her doing that. And that
Yeah, and
even
it was super
then,
cute.
it was, yeah. Even then, he knew that Eric was going to break their hearts, quote unquote, and that him by taking their daughter. But they didn't say it in a mean way. They just knew
Yeah.
that they were going to be together. And that was another motivation for him asking Eric to stay, was for Liv's happiness, Livia's happiness. So that
Yep.
was cute.
Yep.
And then also in chapter 32, Gavin shares some lore his mother once read to him about a princess of the sun who fled with an enemy of the night to be together. Battle ensued, but eventually the princess of the sun's people agreed to the match. And supposedly this is like a myth about how the elven people came to be. Because they're trying to find out information about the elven people, and like they've been like a myth and a lore, like not real creatures. Like they knew they were real, but everybody, no one remembers them. They're just like a story kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting and kind of important because they're obviously not. And so like memories have been wiped. And they did talk about kind of how through the wards and everything, like Thorvald, I think that was part of his plan was to erase the memory of the elven people for some reason to
Yep.
his people. So
Yep.
that's all I got.
So let's do plot points then.
All right.
Um, you start off.
Okay, so first chapter we read, we start off with like with dream walking, I think.
Maybe
It's
I
hard to
this
say
seems
because he blacks out at the end of our last reading, like goes to sleep into a deep sleep, and then she also like blacks out on the beach. That's kind of how we
oh
left both of
yeah. And
them.
so we don't really know, and they're kind of like talking, kind of like screwing around.
Yeah, like in a dream, but we also know that like like you had said, Jonas and Sandra they have this nightmare magic or whatever,
Yeah.
but you were theorizing that maybe they could also do good dreams, so maybe it was them helping them find each other. I
But she's also thinking about how he was in her dream. Because I think this is her
You're
dream. I
right.
think this is from her point of view.
I can't remember.
And then,
No, it's from his because remember he says how no, it is from her point of view because then she talks about how she says to him like find the heart or something like that. She doesn't know where those words came from or why she said them, that it just felt like something deep
hmm
inside her made her say find the heart or find me in
yeah,
the heart or something like that. And then that's how he finds her. It is from her point of view. You're right.
that's it. That's what I thought. So it's like, I don't know. Like maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. It was very unclear. And then we moved past it and like
Yeah,
it wasn't really talked about. So I don't know. So I don't
yeah,
know. So maybe,
maybe. I don't know if it's
maybe.
going to be like a thing that they can do in the
I
future.
know. I was thinking the same thing and I had the same note. I just didn't know. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And then chapter 21. So Sewell is able to, so they ask him to use his abilities. So he's able to use his song and his abilities, which is like the first time since he got put on the ship back when he got rescued during the whole thing when Gavin was what, like 9 years old and Celine was 4. So he's
Mhm.
able to use his abilities again. And he is called Flesh Ripper. And it's kind of terrifying, honestly.
And then that's when like everybody on in the crew that sees it or whatever, like all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden they know that he is Lord
Mm-hmm.
Sewell.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's out and about and everybody knows and it's cool. I think it's good
It
for
is cool. It
him, I
is.
think.
It's and his ability, it's like it's very gruesome. It's very terrifying,
Yeah, it's kind of
but
gross.
I'm thankful that he's the one who has it. That it's not a bad guy who has this ability because
Yeah, that's
he's a
true.
good person to have this ability because he's got it under control. And through this, he's able to um it, it's gruesome, but expose Lord Hesh's breastbone where the mark is at. This mark that Fionn put on him that's able makes him able to come and go off the island. Um,
Yep. Not Haven.
yep, and then they were able to use
So this
that.
is like that key or whatever that they were
Hmm.
talking about, that they had to find the key.
Him and Larson have it. So,
Hmm
yes. Yeah, so that part was very interesting.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then and then chapter 22, Olivia's powers like come to life on the beach when she's fighting against Fionn
Yeah,
right
and then
before Eric and all those guys get to her. Like she's got some serious abilities that she didn't realize she had that just all
yeah, she's
kinds of
just like
stuff.
giving it her all, and she's got like so much power, and they talked about that
Yes,
kind of a
so
little
much
bit
more power.
before.
Even her dad, when he finds out about it, was like amazed at how much power she had.
She was just like growing full walls of trees and stuff like that to like block everybody, and they couldn't get.
Mm-hmm.
And then like she made the cage like around them and everything. That was cool.
Yeah, and then she was able to like manipulate the light that the guards had, the lamps, to like shoot it up into the sky so that as a beacon so they could find her,
Hmm
which was also very crazy and cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So chapter 25, they're able to use this key and like the star stuff to be able to navigate. I don't know, and I don't even want to like try to
Mm-hmm.
get into it, but it does seem kind of like nighttime nautical,
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, that's what I said. Mapping of sorts of whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was interesting, but that's how they are able to find the island.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tavish is like breaking down the wards, and then they finally get through, right?
Yeah.
Then he runs on to the beach to go get her.
Yep. And then Skady is there. There's
Hmm
Skady. She's there. She just kind of like appears and she's like all cloaked in dark and she's not
Different
what
than she was
yeah,
before.
not what Olivia had remembered from before, but she's there and she just appears for a moment and she has a couple words and she drops a white iron
She's
blade.
very much saying about how like she's telling Eric that she will die if she leaves the island, basically. Like the
Mm-hmm.
words will kill
Mm-hmm.
her, they're fatal or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, And then
And then
that's, yeah, go ahead.
no, you're good. And then so then she drops this like white iron blade at Eric's feet. So they now have the means to kill Fionn.
Hmm. Yep. And then that's, and then to be able to, once you kill Fiona is when they can kill Larson
Yeah, they have to get
because
through
he's
her first.
protected by her
Mm-hmm.
spells and whatnot.
Yep.
Uh, and that's when the Isle of Nat Haven completely disappears with Skady.
Yes.
Scatty, Skady, Skididdle. I don't know. She skididdled on out of there. Okay.
Skid yes, she did. She
Skittle
skedaddled.
skittled out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had in 27, just because I thought it was funny, but also kind of makes me wonder if there's some history there, is Alistair will be tending to Valen and Stag. So Alistair has served all of the Ever Kings and he is bound to the palace, right?
Hmm.
And so he's like, I would not stand a chance against the Earthbender or something like that.
Hmm.
But he's like the only one that like isn't necessarily scared, but also that they can trust that won't try to kill the
Hmm.
Earth King and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
so that's why he takes them on, that he'll be tending to them and no one else will be kind of thing. Um, so I thought that was interesting.
Hmm.
But it does make me wonder if there is history there because obviously he knows who he is, that he's also the one that killed the previous king.
Hmm.
So, and if he's been there through everything, I don't know. It's just interesting. Like I told you, I think this Alistair is a good Alistair.
I think so too.
I also just, he makes me think, and I figured it out the other day when we were doing our field trip,
Hmm.
because my kids were listening to just a bunch of like kid songs and the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie
Hmm.
or whatever, what's his name? The butler,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, what
gone.
is his name? Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's exactly in my head who it is. Like he's just kind of like, I'm not taking your crap. Stop acting like a child. This is
Hmm.
how we're doing this. Kind of,
Hmm.
it's my way or the highway. I know you're the boss, but it's my way or the highway.
Yep.
And that's exactly what Alistair is, and it's really funny.
Yes. That is a good one.
Yes. So I think that's kind of interesting. And I wonder if there's like some history there that we may or may not get, that it just
He's
might
got to
be from
be
a different series.
he's got to be a wealth of knowledge. If he's served five of the Ever Kings, like
Yeah.
yeah, unless he's like sworn to not give away information or something. I mean, he's got to be a wealth of knowledge.
Hmm. And so it's interesting him tending to Valen.
Mm-hmm. That is
So
interesting. Something I didn't think about.
like volunteering too.
Mm-hmm.
So then chapter 29, I have that Liv realizes that Valen saved Eric by pulling him back while Eric was healing her. So he was
Mm,
kind of like
yes.
overdoing it or whatever, and like
Yeah.
he had basically gutted himself.
Yeah, he's gonna bleed out if Alan didn't step in.
Yep, exactly. And so he saved her. He saved him because he had saved her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. That was close. And then you had the next note while I'm trying
Yeah,
to
and
make sure
then
while I'm thinking if
you're
I just said
good.
that right.
And then also chapter 29. So Livia gets to talk to little brother Rorik through the shell.
Uh-huh.
So cute. Oh my gosh. I love that.
Yeah,
Um,
I love this kid. He's
I
adorable.
do too. He's awesome. Also though, Rorik is with Narza, and Narza tells him to go to Olene's Cove, which is Eric's mom, and that Eric should drop some blood into the water and see what happens.
Hmm.
And we didn't really, I don't think we talked about it anymore, but basically they have this like whole family meeting, everybody, all both sides,
Yeah.
all the parents of all the cousins that made their little escape to go save Livia. And they all get their little ass chewing from their parents, and it's just a whole thing,
It's a
which
whole
was kind of
thing.
cute.
Yeah. Um, the next one I have is chapter 32.
Hmm.
So they have like their little meeting or conference or whatever. And then this is what I was saying, that they keep mentioning up about how Skady is super powerful
Hmm.
and is very important somehow to both Larson and Aaron.
Hmm.
Okay, but they are not sure how. And now I'm telling you, I feel like dots are connecting. I'm not like there that like this these are my for sure thoughts and theories, but I do think that Skady is Nat Haven, if that is
Hmm.
how you know what I mean, or Nat Haven is Skady or something like that. I
Hmm.
could be wrong, but something like that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, they don't know anything and they're trying to figure it out, but they keep like hinting at that they want to figure out what her connection is to both of them and why she's so important to them.
Hmm. Yeah. And so
Um,
that all, I'm just gonna throw my note in with yours because it was just that all happened. Like we find this information out while Eric and Larson are having their little parlay. And
no,
that's
not at the same time.
no, they're not at the same time. No,
Oh
no.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Aveline, mind taker, whatever. So she using Eric, like Larson doesn't know it's coming, but
Mm-mm.
she puts the spell or whatever on Eric. Um,
Not yet.
so
Not yet. They haven't even gotten to go get Aveline yet.
yeah, in 32, that's when that happened. They use their
No, they're
well, no, they
making
make
this
their
is when
plan.
they're having their
They make their
conference and they have to
plan.
go, and then that's when they say we should go
That's when
get
they say we should go find
Aveline.
her. You're right. You're right. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So they make this plan to go find her.
Yeah, and Tavish is the one that brings it to the table, like, hey, we could do
Mm-hmm.
this kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. You're right. Okay. You can go.
No, you're good, you're good. Um, so then chapter 4. So this is like we're going, right? So we're going to the House of Tides. And we are at the House of Tides. I did want to put in, so Tate has this pocket watch, okay, that he keeps checking, and
Mm-hmm.
it detects danger to the Ever King. So it's
Yeah.
a spell from the House of Miss, which was received by his dad, Harold. He's an asshole, but
Mm-hmm.
Tate was like, at least he did something right, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps Tate find those that intend to harm the Ever King, and obviously now the Queen as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it goes along with his heart walking abilities, like to be able to see like somebody's intentions, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. And I wanted to put
Mm-hmm.
it in there. And then so Joran is a fucking douchebag. We already
Yep.
kind of knew that, but yeah. So he is decided that he is siding with Larson, saying that the spell maker should be able to break the spell faster and more efficiently than what the Ever King is doing. And people have been eating the rot due to not having enough food to feed the whole entire House of Tides.
Mm-hmm.
And the House of Tides from like book one is like they're very much known for their croplands and stuff like that. Um, and so like, but this has been happening for some time now, like a lot, like most of the House of Tides is rotten and has the darkening and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been hiding it. And so his people haven't been able to get help or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like in the beginning of book one, when Eric was like, yeah, the House of Kings is open to anybody that, needs help with the
Mm-hmm.
darkening or whatever. The gates are open basically. Um, and so um then they go after they kind of like kick ass and take names. They're able to heal enough of the cropland to supply the Isle with food for a few months, and then
Mm-hmm.
just kind of really make the people see that like the queen is there to help them, and not the
And
other
they
ones
should side with her and not with Larson.
with Larson. Yep. And then so out of that, when they're leaving the House of Bones and the Evership, like they leave crew members on the land to keep an eye on Joran and make sure he like basically stays in his house arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then they take back like the very, very sick people on their ships to receive help and healing from the bone weavers at the House of Kings.
Yeah.
And then that's when Aveline Mindtaker is like, yeah, I'd love to come with you. I want to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go. So that's when she comes. And then
That's
they
when
go
she
back.
comes.
And yeah,
Right.
yep.
Right. And then we go to chapter 36, where so she's with them now. And so this is where Eric then goes through this mind-taking spell that Aveline puts on him and parlays with Larson, which I
Yeah.
found hilarious that Larson did not know this was coming because I was kind of wondering how is this going to work? I thought maybe they were going to have to like meet up and then she was going to put the spell on both of them. But yeah, so she just does it on Eric because they share the same blood, so they can do that without Larson knowing. So then he ends up on the ship with Larson, and um Larson reveals, amongst other things, that So one, Narza is the one who helped Thorvald ward him from the Ever and basically
Hmm.
erase the Elven from the land. And then also Larson killed his own mother, his Elven mother, after Thorvald's death, as she was like the last piece of this ward that was keeping him from the Ever. And so it was after he did that, then he was able to just kind of like appear and then became a part of Eric's crew and
Yep.
starts to put his plans further into motion. Um, and then again during this little parlay, Eric finds out that, or Larson tells Eric that he has a powerful elven and she, and I put that in there
Hmm.
because they mentioned in the book how it was a slip up that he said she, which
Uh-huh.
I think we can agree is scatty,
Yep.
can keep people docile and tamed. So he's basically like, don't even try. I've got a very powerful person that can just make you do whatever I want, basically.
Hmm.
So,
Yep.
and then in 37, so after finding all this information out, then Eric talks.
Obviously, he's pissed at grandma.
Oh, yeah, he's pissed at Grandma. So Eric gets a hold of Grandma through the shell and
Not
is
through the
like,
shell, through the blood and the
"Oh, they
water
do
thing.
the
Yeah.
the
I thought
water
that was
spell thing
neat.
again." Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Anyway, so he's talking with Grandma and she says how she literally cannot help remember helping Thorvald, how she knows that she something happened, but she guesses that she probably in the process of whatever she did with Thorvald was made to ward her own memories against accessing whatever it was that she did. And that was probably part of the bargain that she had made with Thorvald at the time. Um, whether she was forced into it or she thought that that was the best course of action at the time, we don't know, but she has a big gap in her memory. But because of this gap, she knows that there's something missing. She just doesn't know what it is. And it always bothered her. And that is why she created the heart bond with Thorvald because she never trusted him, especially after that, with Thorvald and Oline, which would have been her daughter, Thorvald's wife, Eric's mom, um, because she knew that there was something up and that she couldn't remember. And she was trying to protect her daughter and make it so that Thorvald like basically wouldn't want to kill her, I guess, even though he ends up doing it. But that's how the heart bond kind of came about. So
Yeah.
all the little puzzle pieces that kind of connect here of how
Yeah.
things happen.
Yup. Wow. Sorry, my kid's making
Mhm.
noise. He's so silly.
And then I can't remember how chapter 38 ended, quite honestly. I feel like it was somewhat anticlimactic.
It
The
was
last chapter that we
super
read,
anticlimactic.
the chapter 37, the one before was, the one that I just talked about, that was the most interesting part of how our book, of how our chapter chunk ended.
I
Anyway.
think 38 is when they were just kind of rolling around on the beach and saying that like this is what they
Yeah.
were fighting for
Yeah.
and just for days like this or something like that and how he would just take her away and like leave the kingdom
Yeah.
if it
That's
meant
right.
they could live in poverty or whatever. And she's
It
like,
was like,
oh, well, you made me a queen. Or that might have been the throne scene. I don't know.
I think that was all in chapter 38 was the throne scene, all of it together, possibly.
I don't remember.
I
I
don't
thought the throne
remember.
was
No,
earlier
the
than
throne
that,
was in
but
33. So
yeah, yeah, you would know, wouldn't
it's
you?
in my quotes and honorable mentions,
Well, then
actually.
let's get to it because you had a
All right.
bunch.
Okay. So my quotes and honorable mentions, um, page one or no, 222. The whole page was great. I'm not gonna go into the details on the whole page because I really enjoyed the whole page, but it's not appropriate to probably go into it
Oh, it's one of
during
those.
it's
Okay.
one of those. But the main one I liked, Eric says to Livia, he says, "Listen to me, love. Whatever that bastard thinks he took from us, he failed. I belong to you, every wretched piece of me. I've no need for spells or bonds to prove it. I choose you, Livia Ferris, for much longer than my last breath."
So cute.
It was cute. I
So
really like
cute.
their relationship.
Also, I'm gonna send page 222 to your husband just for shizzles and giggles. Be like,
A
Jess
little
is reading dirty
research
books again.
and I have a story to tell you later when we're done recording.
Oh, I like this.
It's funny.
Okay, what's your next one?
Okay.
Because I want to hear the story.
All right. And then page 230. Um, okay, so Eric tells Olivia, fear is powerful. Every mind sees it differently, but it is my honor to walk with you through yours because she's basically telling him like that she's afraid of what's to come, but she doesn't know why she would be so afraid when he's been through so much worse and all this stuff. And I like that just because it is very good, I think, fear, stress, it doesn't matter. Everybody's on a different level. You know, your
Mm-hmm.
7-year-old can be stressed out because he's got to go to the dentist the next day, and you're like, as an adult, you're like, what? It's not that big a deal. What's your problem? But in his little mind, that's like the most stressful thing in his life. So
Mm-hmm.
to not downplay anybody else's fear, stress, exhaustion, it doesn't matter. Everybody's on a different level, even if it's not the same as yours. I liked that he said that to her.
Me too. I really, well, and there's just it was a lot more in the other book, but like how he would calm her down from her panic attacks and stuff like
Hmm.
that, like without judgment too. Like that was really cool. I liked it
Yeah,
a lot.
because I mean, you look at what he's been through and what she's been through, and she's like just
Mm-hmm.
having dreams of things that she saw about the war and stuff like that. Yeah, that would be traumatizing to a young child. He actually was in the war as a young child, tortured and all this stuff, but he never once is like, "What's your problem? I've been through so much worse."
Yeah,
He's just there for her, and I like that.
me too.
All right. And then chapter 33, this part made me
I also
laugh.
had this one. I died.
He says to Olivia, because she says something about how, oh, I don't sleep well without your overheated body next to me. And he goes, I'm not overheated. You're simply made of ice. I swear
Yes.
my husband and I have had the exact same conversation.
I think every husband and wife have this conversation.
Probably.
I like to put my cold feet in between my husband's
Yes.
legs all the time.
Yeah, I do.
That's the
I
best way
do
to sleep.
too. Yes. I do until I get too hot, and then I don't want to touch him. Once I
I
get warmed up, then I'm good.
I
Move
don't like
away.
people touching my feet, but like I'll stand it if I'm really cold. Like I'll put my feet in
Uh-huh.
between his legs and they'll be
Yes.
warm in like a minute. It's
Yep.
wild.
Yep. And then
And
he
then I'm
always
like,
tells me
okay,
in the
no longer
winter,
touch my feet.
yeah, he tells me in the winter, he's like, oh, it's like sleeping with an icicle, like it, or a snowman. He calls me a snowman. He's like, as soon as winter hits, he's like, oh, it's that time of year. I gotta sleep with a snowman again.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. Well, if you didn't keep your house so damn cold, maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
You know, it's fair.
I only complained that one time, and you were like, oh, yeah, it's below 60. Maybe I should turn the heat on. I went, Jesus. So, okay, that checks out while I'm sitting here shaking.
That's why I need
Why?
a blanket.
That's why I could use a blanket. Got it. And then you
Oh,
have my house, which is always like in the 70s, and it pisses my husband off so much.
that would kill me.
Okay, just for reference though, I have a child that like can't
Yes.
regulate his body temperature, so we try to keep it as close to the same all the time as possible. So
That is fair. That is fair.
yes, my husband hates it, but
I tell my kids, go find some more blankets. They're
yep,
like, it's freezing. I'm like, how many clothes do you have on? Not enough. Not enough for me
not
to turn the
enough.
heat up yet.
All
Oh man.
right.
Okay, and then chapter 33 also we have another throne scene. It's not quite as good, I don't think, as the Fourth Wing one, but
I mean,
I did
it'll
enjoy
do.
it. I
It
did enjoy it.
wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I
That's all I'm gonna say
bet
about it.
you I cannot wait for stories. Okay, I already know where this is going. Okay, I have chapter 34. So this is when we are in the House of Tides,
Mhm.
and this is what Livia says to Jorn or whatever. It will not be a traitor who saves your lands. It will be your queen. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, finally some bark on this bitch.
Yeah.
Which she's been a really lame FMC. I'm not even gonna lie.
I
I
don't know if I fully agree with the
have
word
not
lame,
been a
personally.
fan. No, she's just boring. Not like bad. She's just boring.
She,
He has all the story.
yes, I was gonna say she grew up with with good parents, a good family, with her cousins all around her, and doesn't really have any stories to tell because she had a good life, I guess.
which is opposite of
Can
most
be kind of boring.
FMCs.
And
That's
it is
probably
very
why.
opposite. Yeah, it is opposite.
And she's just been very go with the, I don't know, it's just not normal in these
It
types
is,
of books. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I do like, it is funny to me though, because I see her as growing up as kind of like this rule follower that would sometimes break the rules, but it stressed her out to break the rules. She had great family, great parents, great siblings, cousins, all the things. But then now with Eric, he's like she doesn't shy away from his brutality and violence and his black heart. And then she actually like kind of likes it to where she also is starting to feel this like need for violence all of a sudden
A little bit, yeah.
with him. And it's yeah. I don't know
I don't
exactly where
know.
it's going with
I'm
it,
just
but no, I
like
agree with you as far as FMCs go, she's definitely one of the
just
more tame
kind
ones.
of there.
She is just kind of there.
Yeah.
She's just kind of there. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do, and I've said it before, I do like how much of Eric's story we get. And just I do really feel like it's more his story than hers.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
agree.
okay.
I agree. I'm okay with that.
Me too. Like it. All right. So Love Island and who we're shipping it to. Who do you have?
Well, I just kind of left this in there, but Tate and Mira for sure. Even
Yep.
more so after this chapter chunk.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. They're funny as shit. I like
they
them.
are funny.
They're
Yeah.
gonna be a good time. And
Yeah.
then so I put in Celine and Stormbreaker.
Yes.
Like it. Okay. So you've heard a lot of my thoughts and theories, or I think most of my thoughts and theories. So
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts and theories?
Mm. Oh, you know me. I
You don't
vibes
have
read.
much vibes.
No, I mean, as far as where this is gonna go, because it is kind of crazy to me that we have 150-ish pages left and it's gonna be like this part of the story's over. So they're gonna have to wrap things up real quick here, I feel like.
I mean, usually the last 100 pages of a book are where you get
Is
crazy before
very
you get
true.
calm.
Very true.
But also, you don't want like 10 chapters of, and then we reforged the lands.
Yes.
And then so and so decided to go for a walk with so and so.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have a happily ever after someday too. See what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
blood, gore,
It has
battle
to be.
fights,
It has to be
fighting,
the end.
kicking ass. Ah,
Yeah.
this person's about to die. Oh my God, this person did die. Oh wait, no, we're gonna bring him back to life. Ah,
Yeah.
more fighting. And then bam, happily ever after. That's how you end
Yeah.
it, okay? Bam, happily ever.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. So that's exactly what's about to happen.
Yeah, I mean I think they're gonna kill Fionn and then
Well, they have to do that first.
they have to do
But
that
how are
first.
they going to find the
She's
island?
then that is a good point. I don't know how they're gonna find the island.
I think the island is going to come to them. I think they're already on their way because Larson was saying about how they're going to come by land and sea,
Yeah.
and we're like we're coming for you. We've got more than you do are. So I think they are coming. I think they're going to figure out because he was also very like, no, there's no way you have the Earth Fae on your side. So I think with
Yeah,
the
he
Earth
was very
Fae and with
surprised about that.
them, I think they have enough. But I think that's where they're going. They're going towards the Earth Fae. So I think the battle is going to be where the Earth Fae are because they're going to try and take over the
Mm-hmm.
Earth Fae realms, and that's where everything's going to happen. And then they're gonna get Skady like to help them kind of as much as possible. They're gonna kill
Mm-hmm.
Fionn, which would break, I think, whatever curse or whatever is spell that Skady's under, and then she's gonna be able to help, and then we're gonna kill Larson, and then and then it's gonna be happy thoughts because Valen's gonna be like, "Are you sure you don't want to stay?" And they're gonna stay, and then I think
Yeah.
Tate is gonna become the new Ever King.
Okay. See, I still really am wondering if Valen's going to die. I
Maybe.
don't think I'm not as convinced as I was during the last chapter chunk now, but I don't
I don't want to
know.
say who I think my thought of who's gonna die is.
Now I want to guess.
Okay, you guess. You get one guess.
Well, I think Narza is gonna die.
I don't think
But
so.
you said that last time.
No, I said I think what's going to happen is Eric is going to take over Narza's
Oh, so she can
like
go home.
thing or whatever, so she can go home. And then that's why Eric would have to stay and help protect the Fae.
Gotcha.
And then he would get to stay there with Liv. Liv would get to
Mm-hmm.
be back with her family, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which would mean we need a new Ever King, which I think is going to be Tate.
I wonder if Sewell is who, or is it Sewell that you're thinking of?
Sewell's who I'm thinking. I
Yeah.
think Sewell's gonna die. I don't
You're probably right.
I don't want to say it because that's how this happens.
Yeah, when you say it, it happens. So you said, well, I said it, but you agreed with me. So,
If anybody's gonna die, I think it's gonna be Sewell.
okay.
Because that will be an
Yeah,
emotional
unfortunately, you're probably
hitter,
right.
but the
But
story
he's
can
kind of
still
played his part.
continue. The story can still continue if he dies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If Valen dies, it makes for any other spin-offs because then what's her bucket has to stay also because she would now be like the next in line to be queen, like even more so.
Yeah, she's the heir.
Yeah. So
But see, I think if
she,
he dies and she's the queen, it's because she's the heir. So then you've got both the lands like are 100% like they are now connected because you got the queen of one married to the king of the other. And
I mean, that's already eventually going to happen at some point anyway, the way it is.
yeah, but to like bring about the rest of like what they're trying to do with connecting everybody and all this stuff, I don't know.
I,
I'm still
you,
kind of on that. But
yeah,
he's gonna die.
I don't think so. I think it would change the story too much.
Okay.
For Sewell to die, the story still goes on.
I
But it's
think
going to
they
be like,
might
it's going to
both
be a
die.
good big thing. It's going to be a good big thing when he dies.
Yeah.
And it's going to be devastating. And I might cry
And
because
I'm
I
gonna
like
end up
Sewell.
adding to my cry counter.
You for sure will. All right. Well, those
On
are
the
thoughts and
topic of
theories.
cry counter. That's it for all
Yeah.
I
On the
have for
topic of
that.
cry
Yeah.
counter,
No, I'm still at a half from last chapter chunk.
good
Nothing
job.
new
I'm
for
so
this one.
proud of
There
you.
was nothing to cry over this time.
I mean, there's like cutesy conversation, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
We hope you are all enjoying this pirate journey with us and reading The Everqueen by LJ Andrews. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, Fable, and right here on YouTube.
Next week, we are continuing The Ever Queen by LJ Andrews with chapters 39 through the end of the book, plus one bonus chapter.
Yeah. If you can't wait to talk about it, you can do so over on the Fable app and discuss with us spoiler-free chapter by chapter.
And as always, buddy reading any book with Book Besties is so much fun.
So make sure to share our podcast with your book besties, and if you don't have any book besties,
Then become one of ours. And until next week, fill those drinks with ice.
and your books with spice.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, now tell me the story.